Thank you so much, colleagues, for joining. Good afternoon to everyone. My name is Malesela. I'm a manager looking after the GRC component of quality assessment within quality management. Under of that, Genis, we gather here today to celebrate your achievement. And I think part of your achievement, it encompasses even your hard work and the commitment that you had to put throughout the duration of your program. So this graduation ceremony today marks a major transitional moment in your life. Through a couple of months in your respective programs, you have actually made new friends, you have developed new skills, and you have also discovered new things about yourself, things that you actually never even thought you've got those characteristics, So it is my utmost pleasure to be emceeing your graduation today. And then in our midst, we've got obviously the West Digital Campus cohort and also the Stellenbosch Graduate Institute cohort. We also have Mashumi Tutu, who's the Santam Head of Learning and Development. We've got Divan Parbu, the manager in the Learning Design and Leadership Program or Development whole program. She's a specialist in the learning and development. And from Stellenbosch Graduate Institute, we've got Frick Lenman, also part of the program, and Rian Sienberg, the Chief Academic Officer. And then from Wits Digital Campus, we've got Kevin Olivier, and then we also have Ketiba Pela. Kevin is the Managing Executive, the Wits Digital Campus, and also Keti is the Senior Course Coordinator at the Wits Digital Campus. And lastly, I'd like to also acknowledge the respective line managers present today. I think we most often than not take for granted the influence that you guys have in the leadership program, and also the sort of commitment that you actually to the fore to ensure that the leadership program in itself becomes a success. Just few things to note, colleagues. So I'll actually appreciate, and I see everyone is doing that, if we could obviously always keep our microphones on mute, not unless we're clapping hands. And there's a point where we'll be clapping hands once the Stellenbosch Graduate Institute cohort receive their certificates. We'll actually clap for them. And thereafter, the Wits Digital Campus cohort, once they all receive their certificates, will also clap hands. But yeah, in the interim, please keep all your microphones on mute. And can I also ask that each speaker, you actually switch on your video as and when you give your keynote address. Obviously, myself, I'm an alumni of the Santam Leadership Program, which was run via the University of Cape Town. And having recently concluded on the program, I can vouch that the program has been a major stepping stone towards my leadership journey. And of course, I'm still learning, but I think I'm grateful for the program itself, because on its own, it actually empowered me to be independent and have autonomy over the decisions that have been taken and own my decisions as well. And also empowered me to take charge over the projects that we do, because what we do on our side, it's purely what we normally call audits. And I think I see a number of line managers that are here that have actually benefited from the reviews that we do. It has also empowered me to have freedom to participate in strategic intent of quality management and the greater Santam CNP. I'm able to be agile now because of the program, and always find alternatives in how I can better our service and product delivery, and to further sort of fit the work commitment and also family and other interests as well. And this has also created a lot of opportunities to actually build on a portfolio of activities. And here, as I'm presenting today, so you can tell these are some of the opportunities that were brought about by the leadership program. And I think one major benefit for me has been the introduction of a life coach, where, like, throughout the program, I remember I had difficulties, be it home, work, and also studies, just to strike a balance. And I think having to have a coach at the time was an immense benefit. And I think it's few things that I can even look back and be grateful that I was part of the program. So without further ado, colleagues, I'm going to start with the program. So on the program, we've got the next speaker is Mashumi Tutu, and I've actually given you the key hints who Mashumi Tutu is, but he will also introduce himself. So just to give us a word of motivation and the congratulatory remarks. Mashumi Tutu, over to you, sir.
Thanks, Maricela. Thanks to you and for just agreeing to handle this occasion for us. We appreciate that. And once again, congratulations on just concluded a few months ago your own learning journey on the Leadership Excellence Program with the UCT Graduate School of Business. Colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this ceremony. It's good to have you as people that are going to be receiving certificates today as testimony to the journey that you have followed over the past few months with both these institutions. Thank you to your line managers for nominating you to be part of this and sticking with you in your learning journey. It's good to have amongst us people that I've known for the past few years. Dr. Frank Landman from Stellenbosch Graduate Institute. Most of us know you, Frank, as the head of University of Stellenbosch Business School, and now you've got your own business. So welcome, Frank. Olivia, again, Gavin, we know you from your days at LRMG, and now you are at Wits Digital Campus. We value your partnership on this journey of this great organization that is transforming fast into becoming a truly learning organization. So as I reflected on the task that I was given this afternoon, I thought perhaps the best way to do this is to give you some insight on who we are as this function that is doing leadership and people development, and also an insight on who I am and what keeps me going, what do I wake up to, which is our ambition. You can move to the next one, dude. We colleagues, we must appreciate that Santam as an organization is going through a journey, a journey of change, of transformation. So as part of that process, we then said to ourselves, what do we do to ensure that this journey is led appropriately? It became clear to us that it had to be led by the most senior of leaders across all our whole organization. In short, there's two things that are happening at a senior leadership level. One, we have established what we call leadership community in May of this year. There's 154 senior leaders across the whole Santam group. So they converge every other month to talk about where we are as an organization, how best they should lead, and how best they can network, collaborate to ensure that the organization is led appropriately. So we've got this thing that is called leadership community. We had a session yesterday, for example, is chaired by Lise, and we had one yesterday that was looking at how are we organized for success of what we have experienced in COVID-19 and moving into the future. Out of those 154 senior leaders, 104 of them started a journey in beginning of September this year towards building strategic agility. So these leaders are going through that leadership solution in partnership with Duke Corporate Education. So one of the areas that we're dealing with right now over the past week and into next week is getting that 104 cohort to be in conversation on this notion of the power of purpose. In essence, there's pertinent questions that we're asking ourselves. One, what is happening in the world? And what is about to happen that creates an opportunity for us to contribute? What do the people we serve need and want? And what are they starting to need and want based upon our observations and insights about them? What do we uniquely provide to the world? What can we uniquely do? What are we good at? And what are we becoming good at? What ultimately do our people care about most when they are motivated and energized? What are they starting to be motivated by? And lastly, what is our calling? That is, who and what are we here for? Whom do we serve? And why are we here? So we're interrogating as a leadership cohort these questions because you'd appreciate they are pertinent now as we are faced with increasing uncertainty and volatility and complexity in the world. These questions around purpose are questions that we need to answer succinctly because we're going to be reliant more and more on them. For me, and certainly for our leadership and people development function, we've got our own ambition. On the next one, dude. So as we look at 2025 and beyond, what do we see? A place where learning is valued because people are independent thinkers. Learning is personalized to their individual needs and the needs of the new world of work. They have freedom to choose what, when, and how they want to learn. We see an organization that is led by exceptional leaders with an enduring quest for excellence, leading with true empathy and inclusivity. An organization where people have access to experts with special skills to guide them in ways that enable them to be critical, reflective, innovative, and productive. It's where world-class learning resources are not just freely available to all our employees, but to their immediate families as well, thus expanding the frontiers of education into the world that our people want to impact. We see a company that is an active South African citizen, that leads the skills transformation for the benefit of the insurance industry to promote inclusive growth and opportunity in our economy. So this is, colleagues, our vision of something worth striving for. It's something that is much, much bigger than myself and my team. It's something that is waking us up every day to come into Santam to contribute to this that is much, much bigger than ourselves. So your journey has just begun, and let it never end, for we've got an ambition of something much, much bigger than ourselves. So with that, I congratulate you, I congratulate all of you. You must celebrate today. And thank you very much, Malisela. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Mashumi. You said a mouthful. I just wanted to ask if there's any sentimental value towards the letter C, because I see on your ambitions, everything starts with the letter C. But I think I'll leave that for later. Thank you so much, Mashumi, for such a mouthful remarks and congratulatory remarks. Colleagues, look, we are in the business of insurance, and obviously we need to always have these key partnerships that actually make us invest in and that actually promotes learning and development. And I think we've got such key partnerships in the likes of Stellenbosch Graduate Institute and also the VETS Digital Campus. But can I give it to you, Frank Landman, to actually give your remarks as well in terms of all those partnerships and anything that has to do with the program. Over to you, Frank.
Thank you, Malisela. That's very kind of you for the introduction. Mashumi, thank you. And Nontutuzela, thank you very much for the introduction and for allowing us here to on this platform of yours. I think, Mashumi, I couldn't have asked for a better lead up to what I need to do today. And I have to somehow, in my way of congratulating all of these colleagues that have participated in this program, make a link between the certificate that they are receiving and what you called purpose, or the why in that process. And if I can address you as the cohort of Stellenbosch Graduate Institute, let me start off by asking you if you know what the vision is of the African Union for 2063. The vision says something like this: an integrated, prosperous, and peaceful Africa, driven and managed by its own citizens and representing a dynamic force in the international arena. 2063. It is an enormously aspirational vision that we have. But what caught my eye in that, apart from integrated and prosperous and peaceful, because on the one side, I know Africa is too rich to be poor, so we need to find a way. But when it is said that driven and managed by its own citizens, and that's where I want to start making the link and why, between your certificate and this vision that we have from the African Union for Africa. Why is it important? Well, if you and I and the colleagues today only celebrate this on an intellectual basis, if the celebrations today and what you have experienced is trapped in a certificate, it really serves no one but the moment. And what I mean by that is, you are leaders in Santam, in South Africa and in Africa, that have put up your hand and said, I want to develop myself to become the best that I can, but why? And you have to see that in action. So the laboratory of leadership is life itself. In your personal life, in your work life, your leadership gets tested. How? By the simple questions. Am I creating value for self and for others? Am I, as a leader in Santam, amongst my family members and my friends, am I creating an environment for social and economic well-being? Because that would be part of the purpose why you are studying, why you are developing yourself in the process. So as you receive your certificate today, it is upon you to go beyond the certificate and to consciously go and behave in a way as a leader that will benefit all of us. If you do that, you will contribute immensely to this vision of the African Union, because you then are one of those who are being qualified to manage and develop as a citizen to get Africa to be an integrated, prosperous, and peaceful continent on which we all live. So it's really up to us as leaders to decide what it means to be a successful human being. What does it mean to be an effective leader in Santam, or a responsible and a productive member of society? Nothing happens unless you make it happen. As a leader, everything is your responsibility. I know we don't see it in politics, and I know many times we don't see it in business. But in leadership, everything is your responsibility, because you always could have chosen otherwise. John Adams in 1780 wrote, "I study politics and war so that my children may enjoy the freedom to study maths and philosophy. And my children, in return, study maths and philosophy in order for their children to have the right to study art, poetry, music, and architecture." There's another layer, a purpose layer to why you are studying and why you do what you do and what the certificate means to you today. It's not just for yourself, it's for generations to come. That is adding immensely to the purpose of your study, if you understand that. That is an answer to the why of your study. Yes, it's partially for myself, for yourself, to improve, to grow in my position, to go up in the ranks in an organization. Yet it's far more than that. It's about what John Adams said. How does it impact on generations to come? Santam generations, your family generations, your own children. How does what you do today and the development as a leader, how does that impact on generations to come? And what is our role as educationalists in this? Well, from a business perspective, we understand as educationalists what the late Sumantra Ghoshal said when he said in business that you can't manage third generation strategies with second generation organizations and first generation managers. It doesn't gel. If I can translate that into Vodacom terms, you cannot send 3G pictures and videos on a 2G cell phone operated by an individual that only knows 1G. So if we really have these beautiful things that Mashumi just spoke about, these reflections on purpose and on the strategies and what are we here for as a Santam in South Africa and the rest of Africa, if we really want those, then we have to build our organization called Santam in the best way we can. And we have to build our leaders to do that so that we all are in sync in those third generation strategies that we want to operate. And that's why your leaders like Mashumi and Nontutuzela and others, in collaboration with us, dedicated ourselves to educate and develop leaders and managers like yourselves to achieve the wisest possible results in building not only the best Santam, but the best Africa we all dream of. What is expected of you as a leader in this regard? If you hear all of this, what is this certificate and the degrees and the diplomas? What are those pieces of paper almost shouting out to you in terms of expectation? First of all, and this is the most important one, the decision to make how I am going to be a giant in myself. How am I going to keep investing in myself like I did with this program so that I can become a giant, an oath of greatness that I take in this space? And then go and do 4 things. Go and be a prophet. I mean with that, go and exercise it, practice it. How do I see the bigger picture? How do I look across all of the bad things that I see, all the obstacles? What do I see beyond that? What is that bigger picture, that vision that I see? And how do I get my people in Santam, in my family, amongst my friends, how do I get them to share into that vision so that they see new possibilities? Because that's part of you as a leader in being a prophet. But almost right in paradox with this, go and be a second thing. Go and be a merchant. What do we expect of a merchant? This is your ability to be really in touch with reality, to be on top of your game. This means you are in touch with the business of insurance where you are, with your division, where your department, where you work. Nobody knows more than, they can know as much as I know, but they can't know more than I know because I'm really on top of my game in what I'm doing. I've got no illusions. I've got the facts around me. I can see the difficulties. I have identified them. They are here right in front of me. I know the economics of my game, and economics is not just numbers. I know the dynamics of my game, and I can understand this because I've got a merchant mind. I'm in touch with realities. I don't play illusionary games. I keep learning. Every night I go to bed smarter than the morning that I woke up, because that's being a merchant. So that's the second thing. The third thing is go and be a warrior. And that represents your courage. That's the will to do things that you demonstrate to others. You hear the political commentators frequently say, but we can do this and that and this and the other, but there is no political will. They're just saying there's not the courage to do it. The courage is lacking. Courage means to act with sustained initiative, to keep in spite of all the obstacles that I see, all of which I've identified as a merchant. I can still see the picture of the prophet, the vision of the future, and I courage to overcome all of these obstacles to reach that future that we are looking for. So if you observe your world, your Santam world, the challenges that any business on this continent, in this world, are experiencing at the moment, the responsibilities that you have, the promises that you make clients, etc. Your warrior ability, your courage ability requires you to act in a way that you deliver and deal with those. And you will understand this because you are in the risk business. Leaders need to take risk. Sometimes you have to make decisions and you don't have all the information, but you've calculated your risk. Now you're going to act on that because the warrior in you allows you as a leader to go and act on that. That's the third thing. The last one is go and be the healer, which almost stands opposite to the warrior. The healer is that part of your leadership that deals with ethics, or what Mashumi just referred to as compassion and empathy. Ethics means to be of service to others. Our politicians don't know that. They are just of service to themselves, and that's not ethical. Ethics for a leader means I serve myself, but I serve others as well. So in difficult times like we're experiencing now, we are almost forced to address issues of values and ethics. You will see it in claims. You will see it in PPE contracts. And so if ethics means being of service to others, it happens on two levels, personal and interpersonal. Be of service to yourself. Don't neglect yourself. Be real in terms of your potential. Develop that potential. Have empathy with yourself. Have compassion with yourself. When you fly to Joburg, you will hear them say, when the oxygen levels drop or the pressure and the oxygen masks fall out, they say, first help yourself so that you can help others. And that is why you are developing yourself, not just for yourself. You're putting on this mask of information and knowledge that you get so that you can help others. And that is being a healer. So it's also for interpersonal. It is in the first place a relationship with myself, but then it's based on a relationship with others. And that, my dear colleagues, is what I want to leave you with. That to me is the meaning and the value of your studies and the meaning of the certificate. It never ends. I hope it's not bad news for you. It never ends. You have to, if you want to be a leader, you will have to learn for the rest of your life. A lifelong learner, that's an imperative. I wish you all the wisdom and the courage that you need to go and execute on your leadership task. Thank you so much. And I think my colleague Rian is next. Thank you, Malisela.
Thank you so much, Dr. Frick. I think, guys, those are very much inspiring words, and I think we need to sort of take that with us to our journeys, and always remember these learnings, always remember these words of wisdom. I don't want to waste further time. Rian, I see you ready for us. I think, yeah, we're ready to give out those certificates. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mashumi Ntutu Alisela, thank you for having us here today. Before we hand out these certificates, let it be known that the program that these individuals did was not easy. We did some programs in leadership and emotional intelligence. And as you heard Frick, our CEO, talk, leadership is a lifelong journey to which these candidates were initiated. We also did some courses in managing operations, managing teams, managing knowledge and innovation, leadership and emotional intelligence, and managing finances. So the full suite of management, and also some data science for managers. So when you see a person with a Stellenbosch Graduate Institute certificate, realize that the program that they did was teach them action and how to do things. It starts off with experts talking to you, then you reflect, and that reflection turns into action very quickly. And you would have noticed that if you've worked with these individuals over the last while, that they've been very busy and they've been running around wanting to know different things about the organization, how things work. And that knowledge that is gained and then translates into reflection and then into action is exactly why our programs are there. Typically, these programs are 7 weeks, although some of them are a little bit longer. You will also know that, and Malisela, you mentioned the role of a coach. Each of these people had a learning coach that they worked with that was very much part of the journey and took them along every step of the way. So we're very, very excited today to open these proceedings for the award of some certificates. So how it will work is the certificate will come up, I'll read the name, and do the award, and we'll move from there. So over to you, Nontutu. So in the first instance, to Armand van der Berg for managing teams, well done. Okay, next. To Clemencia Lemula for the short course on leadership and emotional intelligence, well done.
Reformulate your prudent, active source of dark marks. Restore your skin tone and your confidence.
Okay, next. To Colette Rogers for leadership and emotional intelligence, hereby I say well done. Next. To Almarie de Carvalho for leadership and emotional intelligence, here I say well done. Next. To Farzana Parker, the twice blessed, for the course in leadership and emotional intelligence, hereby I say well done. Next. To Gail Molotane, managing teams, hereby I say well done. Next. To Janae Stradom for the course of leadership and emotional intelligence, hereby I say well done. Next. Next, please. To Lerato Khaladi for the course on leadership and emotional intelligence, hereby I say well done. To Marshall Thomas for the course of managing knowledge and innovation, hereby I say well done. Next. To Melissa van Rensburg for managing finance and risk, hereby I say well done. To Natash Beshan for a very tough course, managing operations, hereby I say well done. To Nazli Isaacs for learning everything about managing talent and the workforce, hereby I say well done. To Shawnee Gavender, hereby for the course of leadership and emotional intelligence, hereby I say well done. To Wasfe Khan for completing managing finances and risk. Took him a little bit longer, but he got it done. Hereby I say well done. So thank you to everybody for participating in these courses. And hereby I end this portion of the proceeding. Over to you, Alisela. If we can all just clap, everybody.
Thank you so much. Well done, guys. Can we get another round of applause, please? Everyone unmute and
Malisela, Mashumi, Devan, Nontu, and of course to all the students that participated in the WITS Digital Campus learning experience of September 2019. Thank you. Thank you for the time and thank you for choosing to further your studies with WITS Digital Campus. I want to latch on, if I can, to Frick's commentary about the journey that you've been on and that it never ends. And long may your continuous learning journey continue with us and with yourself and within the context of what Santam is going to be offering you as they drive their strategy to become this learning organization that they so desire. Mashumi, I was reminded as I looked and listened to your commentary around purpose as to Carol Dweck what she had to say about passion and purpose and the link between the two. And she goes on to talk about purpose being doing what contributes and how much that is of importance, and that we understand the why behind that, and the link with passion, when that is done with absolute passion, or what she calls do what you love. And if you can combine these two, you get the compound effect of a P squared, which I'm sure that will have a compounding effect on not only your strategy, but also on the execution of building a great company that is worthy of lasting. I believe that Santam has done a great deal to do this, and by investing in their people in the manner in which they have, and affording people the opportunity to learn when they want to, how they want to, is a great step in the right direction. I was reminded too, as we were going through this, of the absolute hunger to learn that has been demonstrated by everybody as they've journeyed across the various courses that people have completed with Digital Campus, and how at an opportunity to pay it forward, again perhaps linking into what Frick had to say about the success of a learning journey such as you've been on really comes to fruition when you find your voice and use what you've learned and perform better than what you have in the past. But then the gift of really paying it forward and enabling somebody else to find their voice is a massive gift that has been given to you, and as a responsibility that you carry now as a leader within the business, is to look for opportunities to enable others to find their voice as you grow in your learning journey and in your career. So with that as the base, again want to say thank you to all the learners that undertook the learning journey with us in 2019. Who would have known that when we started in September, in a world vastly different from today, that we would be sitting having to have virtual graduations as opposed to celebrating as we would have perhaps in the past, in a room filled with all of us in the same place. And it was wonderful to be able to be here with you today. And as we journey into the large unknown, we trust that you will continue to work hard at what you're doing and building the Santam worthy of lasting. So thank you very much for affording us the opportunity today of being able to partner with you and to celebrate your success. Thank you very much. I'm going to hand over to Ketty to call out the names on the individuals who successfully completed and performed on the courses. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Kevin. Ketty, are you ready for us?
Yes, I'm ready, Malisela. Thank you so much.
Great stuff. Yes, we can proceed.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much. My name is Ketty Bapela. I'm the Senior Course Coordinator from Digital Campus. I'd like to firstly say congratulations to all the graduates. I'm pretty sure it wasn't easy, having to juggle work as well as having to do your work every time. But at the end of the day, you have managed, and today we're here to celebrate each and every one of you. And from the cohort that we had about 62 graduates on various offerings that we offer from Digital Campus. And I'm going to start with our top performers. From the first one, which is Stefan Oliver. He did customer relationship building. Congratulations, Stefan. Louis Dean, operations management practice. Well done. Grant Verham, principles of management. Well done. Phineas Tudwa, basic business accounting. Well done. Helena Lawrence, principles of project management. Well done. Pierre Hills, principles of management. Well done. Sipiwa Setu Mzamo, logistics and supply chain management practice. Well done. Candice Kennedy, business communication skills. Well done. Fika Mulosi, business communication skills. Well done. Marietta Lutz, operations management practice. Well done. Livuani Mutele, business communication skills. Well done. Joanne Dixon, customer relationship building. Well done. McDonald Makoro, customer relationship building. Well done. Atalia Jacobs, Operations Management Practice, well done. Fonseca Ardin, Principles of Management, well done. Thank you, Nancy. Can we go to the next slide? The next slide will include all the 62 graduates. From the basic business accounting class, we had 2 graduates, which is Janelle Augustine, basic business accounting, Phineas Tudwa, basic business accounting, and from business communication skills, we had 9 graduates, and we've got Lifenze Junior Gekana, well done. Candice Kennedy, well done. Fika Mulosi, well done. Livuani Mutele, well done. Romila Narin, well done. Romila Narin, well done. Marita Potgieter Voges, well done. Griselda Sneeman, well done. Nadia van Niekerk, well done. Nasli Vincent, well done. Joanne Dixon, it's from the customer relationship building. And from that class, we had 5 participants. Johan Dixon, well done. McDonald Makoro, well done. Poshia Mulauzi, well done. Stefan Oliver, well done. Thank you, Nontu. Can we go to the next slide? Thank you so much. And we also have Vanessa Hall, Customer Relationship Building, well done. We had Logistics and Supply Chain Management. We had 1 participant. It's Sipiwo Setum Zamo, well done. We had Chantal Futa for Fundamental Human Resource Management. It was also 1 graduate, well done. On IT Management for CIO teams, we had 1 participant, which is Jermaine Collins, well done. From our Managing Labor Relations, we had 2 participants, which is Didi Mukhashani, well done. And we had Martha Mbezani, well done. Our Operations Management, we had 10 participants, and the first one is Atalia Jacobs, well done. Kalon Vanna, well done. Siobhan Pillay, well done. Louis Din, well done. Marietta Lutz, well done. Matari Baloi, well done. Monique Krisinga, well done. Prinisha Naidu, well done. Rona Nkwana, well done. Tabisile Nkosi, well done. From our Principles of Learning and Development, we had 3 participants. Bulelwa Nkujulwa, well done. Kiteni Lingo, well done. Alta Busak, well done. And from our Principles of Project Management, we had 4 participants. It's Helena Lawrence, well done. Letabo Ramuroto, well done. Rashid Pastor, well done. And Zintle Dlamini, well done. We had 2 participants from our Strategic Human Resource Management. Christine Engelbrecht, well done. Nodie, well done. From our Principles of Management, which was one of the biggest classes, was 20 participants. And we're starting with Annabelle Marie, well done. Shamaine Theron, well done. Fatima Akalwa, well done. Fonseca Ardin, well done. Grant Verheim, well done. The next slide, Nontu. Thank you. Yabetsi Muroenyani, well done. Kennedy Mlochwa, well done. Kennedy Grabi, well done. Lindsay Harenbeck, well done. Merok Mzondeki, well done. Marigold Ndlovu, well done. Owen Boyson, well done. Pierre Hills, well done. Reshmie Dupierre, well done. Roselle Bausha, well done. Shirelda Madel, well done. Stephanie Reynolds, well done. Tulega Violet Munyamani, well done. Anbin Rungan, well done. Verna Zayman, well done. And our last two, it was on our governance and ethics course, and that is Puti Manenze, well done, and Annalisa Plandeishi, well done. Thank you so much to everyone. And it has been a great journey with coordinating the courses and also getting to know all the students, on different platforms. Thank you so much.
Great stuff. Thanks so much, Ketsi. A round of applause, guys. If you can just unmute. Yeah, I'm tapping the loudest because I see my HRBPs here. Hopefully, I'll get a good bonus this time around, if there are any. Thank you so much, guys.
Taking chances.
No, Mashumi, you must just wait for my invoice. Thank you so much, guys. And I think it's befitting that we actually could get to hear from the representative of the two separate cohorts. So I think we'll start with the Stellenbosch Graduate Institute cohort. The participants, just to reflect on the journey and sort of what the learnings have been and how do they plan to actually use this going forward. Marshall, if you're ready for us, the floor is yours, sir.
Yeah. So I did the managing knowledge and innovation model. As part of the knowledge management team, I was tasked with the creation of a knowledge management platform. So before I embarked on that, a lot of research was done prior to, but I think what helped me the most was how this course broadened my understanding of knowledge management by diving deeper into principles of knowledge management as well. So it provided me a step-by-step guide to analyze our current situation and create a plan that will sort of allow us to get to where we want to be. I'm generally the guy that just jumps in and just do it, but I think with this course, what I'll take the most out of it is how it allowed me to learn how to analyze and plan before I start working on something. What I mostly enjoyed about this course is the user friendliness of the platform. I'm a bit of a techie, so if something is not very user friendly, I tend to stay away from it. So I really enjoyed how the platform was really well set up and well built on. It was very easy to use. There weren't a lot of technical issues. So definitely, if you needed help with something, the personal coaches were always happy to assist you. The other aspect that I'd like to touch on is the course was structured. Everything was built onto each other, so there was a nice flow between everything. It wasn't just about regurgitating information, but you had to apply what you were busy with in real situations. So I think that's the biggest part that I'll probably take away from this. And I really enjoyed it. I'd recommend this for a lot of my colleagues as well. So yeah, it's from my. Thanks.
Great stuff. Thank you so much, Marshall. That was quite a mouthful. I'm glad as well that there's learnings that have actually taken effect. And it's something that will be implemented and on our day-to-day activities. Can I just move over to Stefan Olifir to also just share a few remarks from the Wits Digital Campus cohort? Stefan?
Yes, thank you, Malasela. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, sir.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for the opportunity to share my experience with everyone. And yes, I must agree with the previous speaker. I think from my side, I'm always been a very structured person, and order is very important to me. And I think that the way that the WITS Digital Campus course was structured and ordered, I found it extremely valuable and extremely easy to navigate. From the first course until the 8th module, I think everything was structured, and the flow of it was extremely well presented, and it followed on top of one another. I'm in the client care division in Santam, so customer relationship is extremely important to us. So the way we deal with the customer and the way we treat the customer is extremely important, and this course was invaluable to that effect. And the skills and the tools that I've learned during this course has really helped me a lot. And I've actually been busy with a project the entire year. I'm actually finishing at the end of the year with this as a Greenbelt project, and where I've actually applied a lot of those tools and skills that I've actually acquired and learned on this course with WITS. And like specifically the process mapping that we did, and to understand where in this process map the customer moments are that you actually need to wow the customer, and that moments of truth that you need to apply and actually need to almost get from that mapping, and to see where you can actually improve your process to benefit the customer in the end as well. And Santam, being a customer-centric organization, it's also important to understand and to actually listen to the customer. What is the customer's needs and expectations? And especially in our environment, we need to listen to what the customer actually is complaining about, and to listen with empathy. And that, I think that's an important aspect that everybody can really focus on. And everybody say, and I've always thought I was a good listener until I've actually went on this course and actually found that I'm actually lacking in certain aspects, and this course actually brought a lot of that to the fore, which I can actually work on, and to better myself, to be a better advocate for the company, and also to ensure that our customers' needs are met and that we actually exceed those needs. So that was an invaluable course to me, and I really will encourage everybody to do this, not only maybe this course, but to go on the WITS Digital Campus. It's a very well structured, informative, a lot of courses that you can really apply your mind to and really further your career in. So thank you for the opportunity. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Stefan. I'm glad, guys, there's some learnings that have taken effect, and people are actually, I could see even in the comment box, people are thanking everyone for making this possible. Thank you so much, Stefan. Stefan and Marshall, I think you forgot to thank one person for making this possible. So I think you should have thanked your Wikipedia and also Google for allowing you to actually copy and paste in your programs. But I've just done that for you guys. So colleagues, just a note from myself, and a thank you as well. Thanks to all the delegates that have come through, and thanks to all the line managers, because for this program to actually be a success, line managers have to nominate. And I think you are the chosen one, because there's something special that has been seen from you guys. So I'm just hoping you actually take the learning to heart, and also just move forward with the learnings that we have amassed. And I'm glad there were a lot of unlearnings of past behaviors, and then these new learnings of new behaviors. And yeah, I would like to thank everyone for coming through. Thanks to the line managers as well, and also thank the two institutions. I mean, these are massive institutions, and we should not take that for granted. Stellenbosch Graduate Institute, thank you so much for coming through. And also to the WITS Digital Campus, thank you so much for also coming through. So we really appreciate your presence today. And yeah, and I hope everyone has a drink with them, because from here on we're gonna party. And I know Ntutu, I must actually also thank you for coordinating all the efforts. It's never easy to run such projects, and just to bring everyone up to speed and everything, just to have everything on board. It's never easy. And to the Santam leadership as well, thank you for making this possible for everyone. Thank you for not getting tired to actually make a meaningful impact and changes to everyone, because without you, we wouldn't have such great programs. I mean, who would have thought that I'll be an alumni of the University of Cape Town, you know? I've always dreamed of being an alumni there, but I mean, Santam made that possible. And I think the majority of you never even thought you'll actually attend at Stellenbosch and also at Wits. And I think you need to, kudos to you guys for making sure that you also take the learning seriously and you come out of this program victorious. So congratulations. It's a great fit for everyone. It's a great stepping stone. The learning doesn't stop. You don't stop now. Now that you have started, you need to proceed and continue with your learning.